A mysterious murder on a private island. A grudge, years in the making. This is Blood Relatives. On February 24th, 2021, infamous local businessman Fred East was discovered dead in his hotel room the night of his son's wedding. The wedding and subsequent murder took place on the private island of Unas Owain, making the 7 other people present at the wedding the primary suspects. Due to the island being a coronavirus red zone, all suspects were kept in quarantine in a Wrexham hotel as interviews took place. Puncture wounds in the victim's neck suggest the use of a pointed weapon, potentially an ice pick. Blood pools and signs of struggle scattered throughout the room. Things, however, are not quite as simple as they seem. This is Blood Relatives. Roxanne and Cassandra Bouquet were business partners of our victim. Both claim to have left before the murder took place.
His name was quite well known around these parts. I could see the sheer power that he possessed in the way that he spoke and in the way that he walked. Before you say anything, remember, I'm a happily married woman.
I started to believe that he was using the money from the business to meet his own ends. I did physically fight him over this, but he kept denying it.
Is this the whole truth? Rose East made it very clear that she married our victim for his money. In our interview with her, however, she mentioned something hard to pass over. Would this be enough to lead this trophy wife to murder?
I overheard a conversation between my husband and Barbie. I knew he was cheating on me. I always knew that. But I wasn't ready to accept another humiliation.
Our next suspects are the newlyweds themselves, Ken and Barbie East.
Me and Barbie danced right up until the very end. Us two were buzzing with excitement. Then we ran out to the car to set off, and the guests followed us out cheering.
Fred had been full of surprises all day. Then we drove away to the docks for our honeymoon.
A later interview found, however, that this was not entirely true.
And you didn't leave the island, you and Barbie, when you said you did you?
Well...
No, Ken, you didn't, because we've got several witnesses who've seen you leaving your father's room. So tell us a bit about that, please.
Ken, wanting to confront his father about blackmailing his wife, stumbled into a murder scene.
Yes, I did go back to his hotel because I just wanted to talk to him. And then when I went in, I saw he was dead on his bed.
So who got him first? Our last pair of suspects are our wedding organisers, Debbie and Mel Smith. This seemingly innocent mother-daughter duo turned out to be more than meets the eye.
Can I just say, I am shocked. No, mortified that there has been a murder on such a wholesome and happy occasion.
However, as it turned out, her daughter was far less capable of lying through her teeth.
So, as you already know, my name is Mel Smith. Though you might want to know, it wasn't always Smith. I used to be Mel Heller. The closest I've had to a dad is my ex-stepfather, Griff. a few months ago, my mum landed a job for a couple's wedding. Ken and Barbie's wedding. Mum asked me to assist her at the wedding, but rightly owned up to the fact that Ken is my half-brother. Yeah, I know. Ken's dad, Fred, is my father.
Was it a coincidence that Griff Heller, Mel's ex-stepfather, was leading this investigation? It seems our innocent wedding planners have a little more going on than we first thought.
My mum, she came up with this plan that going to this wedding and confronting my father Fred would for her benefit financially, asking for £100,000.
But this confrontation didn't go exactly as planned.
Mum and I, we decided to go into the room where Fred was in, alone. We revealed who we really were. Mum pushed the compensation money, but he just laughed at us, and it turned nasty. He hit me and my lip was bleeding. I was so upset I had to leave the room. My hope for a father gone.
Later that evening, Mel returned to a shocking sight.
As I was on my way to the room in the corridor, I saw the door open and 2 males came out. Only had to be Griff and my mum's old boss Sharky.
Sharky, the nickname of the head of the local crime syndicate.
How many times do I have to say it? For the last time, I didn't kill him.
But what linked him to Griff Heller, the detective in charge of this case? This question was soon answered when he was confronted with this new information.
Sharky provided me with information on a gang's plan to import a lot of cocaine, and I was able to stop them and make the arrests. And me and Sharky continued to work together over the years. When me and Sharky went to see Fred, Fred was in partnership with Sharky. Sharky became aware that Fred was skimming from the imports, and he wanted to put a stop to it. So when we got to the hotel room where Fred was staying, that's when I saw one of the wedding planners. Wasn't who she said she was. Debbie Smith was actually my ex-wife, Kit.
Although Sharky and Detective Heller had snuck onto the island to confront Mr. East, he was dead on arrival. So what happened between Mel leaving the scene and this pair arriving? It wasn't long until the trail led back to Debbie Smith, or as we know her, Kit Heller.
So when you left, was he alive and well?
Sadly, he was. Yes, very loudly.
Sadly, he was. Did you kill him?
No,
Did you want him dead?
I think everyone every now and then has a fleeting fancy of murder, but no.
What did you do?
Well, I thought if I tried to talk to him, maybe I could calm him down. But no, he was just effing and blinding, and so I shortly left behind Mel.
And then disaster struck.
I'm going to start this morning with announcing that D.I. Griff Heller, much respected investigator, was found murdered earlier this morning in a hotel room in Wrexham.
But with the death of the corrupt detective, we have a new piece of vital evidence: the murder weapon left on the scene.
He's been stabbed twice, once to each side of his neck, by someone using ice picks which were left at the scene. D.I. Heller's death is linked to his ongoing investigation into the murder of Fred East 2 weeks ago on the hotel island of Ynys Owain on the North Wales coast.
After forensic analysis, the fingerprints of one of our witnesses was discovered on the weapons. This is the final clue to tell us exactly what went down on that fateful night. It began after the wedding proceedings as the wedding couple set off towards the docks, and our victim returned to his quarters. Our mysterious wedding planners were arriving on the scene. As Fred turned violent, Mel left, leaving just Fred and Kit. With Fred attacking her precious daughter, Kit reached for the table nearby. 2 ice picks lay next to a bucket of ice and champagne. With Fred dead, Kit would escape through the patio door, taking the murder weapons with her. The body would be found by the newlyweds, returning to confront him for blackmailing Barbie. Minutes too late. When the witnesses returned to the mainland, they were all put under quarantine in a Wrexham hotel. This was an opportunity for the detective to investigate the murder, but as he got closer to finding the truth, Kit Heller used this opportunity to save herself. Unfortunately for Detective Heller, this would result in death. 2 ice picks, 2 puncture wounds,